your right side. The system will be shipped with the arm on the left side with you looking straight at the monitor. If you want it on the right side, then the system would require you to remove the bracket for the monitor and to switch it over to the other side. It's identical on both sides. If you were to remove this, there are two nuts holding these Allen screws into place. You would simply remove the two Allen screws located on the bracket, and then you take it off and then switch it over to the other side. As mentioned, the system will always ship with a spring arm on the left side. If you prefer on the right, you have to switch the monitor before moving forward. Now that once you have decided on, we can position the monitor to your desire. So before assembling it, you want to make sure that you make any adjustments with your bracket at this point. So you could either keep it as is, or if you would like to adjust it to a higher distance, you would simply loosen the lock nut here with the Allen screw, slide it up, loosen the ring below, and you would move up and then lock it into place. Once we have that where we want, we're ready to open the monitor. This monitor is an all-in-one PC. And inside you will find the complete computer assembly. In the components, you have your monitor stand. This isn't necessary and can be discarded. This is, as mentioned, the monitor stand, and this can be discarded as this is going to mount on the bracket. Inside you will find two sleeves. One you'll have an optional mouse pad, again not really necessary to use with the system. There is a trackball that will be used. You also find CDs in there for your computer. You want to keep these in a safe place and look and with all your other software disks keep together. In the other box will be your keyboard. And then place it onto the shelf for the time being. Now the computer, you can slide out, just grab one of the ends. Remove the PC, keep it in the plastic for now, place it on a stand or a table. Now we can remove the plastic. At this point we want to remove this bracket, pop open the lid, and we're going to remove the 4 screws to take off the plate. You'll need your Phillips head screwdriver. Remove all screws. Then we can remove the bracket, and this could be discarded as well. So to mount the monitor to the bracket, you should locate your small blue bag that has our longer black Phillips head screws. Once open, you'll find the 4 screws. Place them somewhere where you might not lose them. Get your Phillips head screwdriver ready. And when positioning the bracket, if you do it with 2 people, it's a lot easier, but if you're to do it by yourself, just grab it kind of like that. And in the back, you want to at least start one of the screws, preferably like the upper right hand corner. Screw it pretty tight, but you don't want to go all the way, just so we can make everything line up easily. While holding it, you want to grab another Allen or Phillips head screw. And now do the bottom left. Once we have that in place, it's going to hold. Now we can place the other 2 screws in. So you want to tighten them all the way to where it kind of stops. You don't really strip it. So once you feel it stop, you can move on to the next screw. Once we have all 4 on place, to your PC. Alright, so next we're going to get our trackball. Remove the plastic. You also have the power cord for the system wrapped with the trackball. At this time, you can just place the power cord to the side. Place the trackball on the stand, and now we're ready to connect the USB cables to the back of the PC. At this point, you will have the keyboard cable, the trackball USB cable, and then there will already be 3 cables coming through this hole. You have your power cord, you have your USB MCA USB cable, and then also your cable for your printer that will connect after the PC. So once we have all the cables, you also have like a guide. You can remove that for now. And we're going to place in the power cable, the USB cables. It doesn't matter which port it's connected to. We're just going to make sure we connect all 4 cables to the available USB slots. So you grab over our cables here, put the clamp, snap it into place. It kind of holds it there. You have your power cord. And down below, underneath your well location, you'll find the isolation transformer. You want to locate it, it might be in the on or off position. If it's on the on position, just turn that off, plug in your cable. It's recommended to go through all these sections to make sure everything's set up according to each facility. So the first step is the system parameters. Once we go into here, we want to make sure we have the correct unit we want selected, whether it be Curie or Becquerel. The detector 1 and 2 should already be set accordingly to the order. The report header should match typically the facility's address. So what we'll do here is we put in our address. So the report header, typically in the field when installed, the address would be located at the top 3 lines, nuclear medicine department on the 4th line, and then the serial number of the system on the bottom line. The serial number for the system would also be located at the top, and that should match the serial number that is on the isolation transformer at the bottom of the stand. Once we have that information in here, press done. That is our system parameters. Our next step is to enter the check source in chi-square setup. So at this point, we want to make sure that this information for cesium matches the information that's on our test source. So we're going to match that information. Then you want to check your chi-square settings. Typically it's set at 60 seconds for 10 repetitions. Depends on the facility, but that would be the most common setting for chi-square. MDA test, the same thing, would be decided by the facility, what isotope they would want to look for their MDA test. The source must have an efficiency measured in order to select it for the MDA test. Once that's all set, you can click on Done.